Welcome back to Chokitable Media, broadcasting to you from the city of Utrecht in the Netherlands. How is your weekend? Hope you're good. Yes, if you're good, yes, I'm good too. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Put your comment in the comment section because the issue I want to raise right now could be a bit not pleasant to you if you are on the other side because we don't see issues the same way. People are entitled to their own opinion. The subject I want to treat, it's about President Bola Tinubu. I was on a program this morning with Edmond Obilo on the state affairs, and it was a time to call in. The listener was supposed to call in. In fact, like 100% of those people that called in were condemning what is going on right now in Nigeria or what the government is doing that is not pleasant to the Nigerian people. People are complaining. They want to make their opinion known. People are talking about, being on the side of the people, accepting that people should protest or people should not protest. But the majority said, no, it's okay. People can vent their anger. That sometimes you need to vent your anger too. Isn't it? If you agree with me, I say it's all right to vent your anger when things are not going right. Even you vent your anger or you show your protest to God, the Almighty that created you. If something is not going the way you really want it, you can protest. You protest through prayer, things you don't want, then you can come out and say it to your God. And back to the topic. And Edmond Ubilo made a comment, a monologue, and assessing Bola Tinubu to be the worst president Nigeria ever had. And I want to ask you, do you think Bola Tinubu is the best president today? Let's discuss about it. Do you think Bola Tinubu is the worst president ever? I want us to discuss about it because to me, my opinion is Bola Tinubu is the worst president ever in Nigeria because he set people back. People were complaining about President Buhari. Buhari didn't do nothing. Tinubu that came now capped everything up. He capped everything up. People were dying of hunger on the street. Yes, we knew it happened during the time of Buhari as well. But this time around, it's more worse than what we had during the time of President Buhari. Things has gone really, really bad. Worse, gone to the south. If it hasn't gone to the south, then there wouldn't be any protest on the street. And that is what we're having right now. Today is the third day, the day 3 of the protest in Nigeria. The third day, one person has been killed in Nigeria, in Lagos. And I heard that about 23 people have been killed so far, but plus one now, 24, while several were injured from the bullet of the police. So far so good. Do you think Tinubu is the worst president? Go back in history and check all the past presidents from Jonathan to the rest of them from the beginning. Check all of them. Who is more worse than Tinubu? Say it out and let us see. Let the devil be ashamed. Criticizing Tinubu doesn't mean that nobody wants him to do good. We want him to do the best, to be good to Nigerian. But is he? And does he really plan to do anything like that with all the people surrounding him? Nobody wants nobody to fail. We're all Nigerians and we want things to go the right way. But is he doing the right thing? No. Tell me in your own assessment. And I will let you listen to the caller that called and was venting his anger on the monologue that Edmond Obilo gave while he concluded. But his answer, you also listen to it in this broadcast because he said the reason why he said Tinubu happens to be the worst president. You will see the reason there. Don't let me say it. You listen to it with your own ears. Worst president. With facts, with data, with analysis. Listen to it right now.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Edmond.
Your name and where you
We're
are
listening
calling from.
together. Let's listen to it together.
Yeah, I'm Jacob from Morita. I hardly call on your program, but I listen. Since you have started this program, I've been listening to you every Saturday.
Mm.
Um, and if you can recall, I do give you some messages on your WhatsApp. I just want to say that in every organization, or in everything that one does, once you add decorum, I do expect you to allow anybody to insult our president on here. You yourself, you mention his name and say he's the worst president. I don't think in your journalism there is something that they teach you that you should insult the president of your country. It's uncalled. To me, it is not go down with me. And I don't believe with your education and with the way you are doing your program, you should allow that. I'm highly disappointed. His name, you mentioned his name, and you said he's the worst president. What if they said Obilo, Edmond Obilo, is the worst journalist in Nigeria? Will you be happy? He shouldn't be. And now I'm saying this. In as much as I love the program, it shouldn't be. There must be decorum, and every professional has ethics. Thank you.
Thank you for calling the radio station. Thank you. I appreciate your comment. But under Buhari, if you look at the data and the rising poverty, the rising violence, military men are being killed in the southeast. Bandits are taking over communities in the middle belt. And at the time, Buhari, to me, was the worst president Nigeria have ever had, if you look at the data. We have moved to Tinubu. The incidents are not being checked, they are rising. Poverty is rising. Food prices, inflation. Petrol prices rising. And if I put it together, my conclusion is that Tinubu is the worst president Nigeria have ever had. That is not an insult, it's an analysis. That is my position. You can also call and say Edmond is the worst president, the worst journalist. I won't take it as an insult. It is your view. I will understand. But as you make it, you also put your data on the table. Inflation is more than 40-50%. I made that last week. The people are hungry, no food. When the people are hungry, the leadership cannot be the best. That is the point that I make. The intention is not to insult. If it sounds like an insult to you, sorry about that, but that is not the intention. The intention is to qualify. If it is good for Buhari and Jonathan, it is good for Tinubu.
So after this, I want to go to the letter written by Bob D. Dele Momodu, because he also advised Tinubu before the beginning of this protest. Down there in July, he advised Tinubu to do something about the way Nigerian is going. But did President Tinubu listen to him? Did he hearken to the voice? I want you to listen to the letter he wrote to the president that he should change his way. Bob D never got it wrong. He's the man of the people as well. He's a politician. But when it comes to the matter of saying the truth about the ongoing process in Nigeria, the ongoing government or the ruling in Nigeria, he's an expert in it. He's a journalist as well. He can advise the president. He's a letter writer. He has written so many letters to different type of people, different type of presidents as well, advising them on the way to do it, to make Nigeria the best. Though he was also a former contestant. He wanted to be the president of Nigeria. Maybe if he had had the chance of being the president of Nigeria, maybe it wouldn't be like this. Okay, I want to bring you back to listen to the letter written by Bob D to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And let's see if Bob D is wrong or Bob D is right by the letter. Should Tinubu listen to him? Do you think so? He tagged it, urgent message for President Tinubu. Here he goes. Your Excellency, I have decided to write this open letter to you as concerned friends, as a concerned friend and brother. As you are aware, I'm a member of the opposition, but you and I have had a long history together. I owe you only one thing: truth in capital letter. The reason is simple. Some Nigerians are expert in hijacking men and women of power. The deification process is often swift and irreversible. I'm writing you today not because I expect you to act on my suggestions, but to put it on record that someone gave you the true picture of things. I'm also hoping that some of your friends will read and interpret to you. In a sober movement, 1. Nigeria is in a big trouble. Our economy has finally collapsed. And what's the way out? You've been wasting too much money at a time that requires absolute frugality. Please stop this reckless propensity for wasting scarce resources. Purchasing presidential jet, building outlandish monuments, distributing cash as palliative, etc., and etc., are signs of a failed and careless government. If you can curb the excessive spending of your government, you will free up a lot of resources for serious development. 2. I believe you are fretting away our resources because you are desperately crave a second term. But the best assurance of second term is performance. Nigerians are not expecting you to turn water into wine, but they don't want you to turn their wine into water. Here are my tips. Invest in vocational skill for our highly talented youth who can demonstrate their capability for hard work. Invest heavily in local agriculture. Upgrade our institution of learning. Giving cash to politicians to distribute is unhealthy and unhelpful. It is the height of cluelessness. 3, in the name of God, beware of those who hero worships at National Assembly, who have turned you into God. Induma is your best friend. Listen to him. There's danger ahead. 4, you must enforce discipline as a leader. Your new disciple, Nyesom Wike, has publicly disrespected you in the case of Fubara or the Fubara matter. You need to sanction him before he throws Nigeria into total chaos. Bob D. Dele Mamadou. The letter is self-explanatory. If you watch the trend, Bob D and Tinubu were closed during the Nadeko era. I don't know their relationship up to today, but they used to be together in London, exile in London during the Abacha period. So, if you ask me who is the best person to advise Tinubu, and I will tell you, it's Bob D himself. So he put his piece on paper, he put his mind on paper, and to allow Tinubu to listen to. But did he listen? Did he listen? He did not. Because if he had listened, by the time this letter was written in July, somewhere in July, I think 17th of July or 16th of July, the letter was written and was publicized on X and all social media handle. But did he listen? He didn't listen. If he had listened, Just like Ruto, if Ruto in Kenya had listened to the yearning of the people, the calling of the people, he wouldn't be in this situation he is today. I think the Africans are not taking it easy anymore, the youth. So Tinubu also didn't listen. He did not listen. Now the 10 points listed, or the point listed, where people put their concern, they itemized it so that it will be easier for the president to see, or the people in this administration to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like Bob Lee listed 3 solutions, because not only complaining, but he listed 3 solutions so that at least it will be easier for the president to tackle it anytime he wants to tackle the problem. But he did not listen. This has led to the death of about 24 to 25 people right now, and scores of people injured, while some have been arrested and kept in police custody. And one shameful thing I want to mention in this broadcast is the address of the head of the military man. I don't know his position. Is he chief of defense staff or something? I don't know. Pardon me. I don't know the position, but it went viral yesterday. But I'll put a part of the video in this my broadcast for you to see, whereby he was threatening fire and brimstone to kill protesters. That he was just waiting for an order. And asked me, is this the way a senior military officer should behave, waiting for an order from a president? I was talking about, okay, yeah, look at it. They are not going to open their eyes and make Nigeria go down the drain or go down south. They're not going to welcome that. And I was asking myself, what happened to you and your people? The core itself. What have you done about terrorism in Nigeria? For more than almost 15 years that we've been having the Boko Haram and terrorism the problem in Nigeria. What have you done? You and your cohorts. You don't have power then. You now come out now, you want to face protester and kill protester. That is what you're waiting for. I think it's a shame for this military officer. He's supposed to resign. I think his people are supposed to tell him to resign. His children, his wife, his family is supposed to tell him to resign. This man was threatening unarmed citizen, asking for their right, and you're talking you don't want Nigeria to be this and that and that? Are you serious? Tell me, are you serious? These people are with no arms, people with placard, and you are threatening fire and brimstone. What if they carry gun? And there are people carrying gun in the Zambisa forest and up north over there, and everywhere in the southeast, south, everywhere in the southwest, kidnapping everywhere, and you cannot do nothing about that. But when people are asking for their rights, it is then you think it is all right for you to come out and start to, making a comment, incendiary comment that is not pleasant to anybody to listen to. Is this a training you have? This military man, I don't know his name, but you will see that I will put a part of it on this channel, on this broadcast, so that you can see it. And I'm asking him, when I was discussing with somebody, I said, okay, can you also not be a president of Nigeria? Should you be a slave under Tinubu? What happened to you, putting yourself and your colleagues together to remove all these politicians? And you cannot try to put a state of emergency in the country? Be there and try to, organize to bring new civilian government with new brain, new idea to move the nation forward? You're sitting on the television and talking nya nya nya. You can also do better than this, man. You can do better than this by removing those people in power right now, so that we won't say you are a slave to them or you and your people are slave to them. You can also do it. Be a president of Nigeria if you think it's all right, instead of sitting back and abusing Nigeria. Don't turn yourself to a slave to the politician. Don't turn yourself to Agbero. Because, the crop of people you have in power today, are they not Agbero? Are they not Agbero? No, I'm asking if I'm wrong in this my broadcast. This is my opinion. If I am wrong, you are free to put your own comment in the comment section and let us discuss about this. When we have hoodlums in power, when we have hooligans in power, when we have bandits in power, This is the result of it. I don't want to go back into he won the election, he didn't win the election, he's not even supposed to be there in the first place. I don't want to go to the Mahmoud man, the man from INEC, and he has figures, he has enough vote, he doesn't have enough vote to be the president of Nigeria. I don't want to go into the case whereby you said, okay, it is the Supreme Court that gave him the power to become the president because it's not the vote of the people. He didn't win. He didn't win the majority vote from the people. So I don't want to go into that. Maybe we'll go into that next time. This is Chokitable Media. Put your comment in the comment section. I would like to read from you. God bless you as you do. Don't forget to subscribe. Share my broadcast to your friends and foe. And let them also come up with their own, their own comments. And I would love to read from you. Put on the notification button. God bless you as you do. This is Chokitable Media. See you soon. Bye-bye.